What is good? How's crew? You know how I do this? Right here, aka Hendrix, back with another video. You know how we already know what we're gonna be doing today, man. We I'm gonna do my tutorial, my shooting tutorial, my shoot lights out tutorial. Sounds kind of cringy, but we're just gonna go ahead and go with it today. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the video. It's very in depth. This is the first part. I'm gonna be doing 6 parts. And I've been looking at my old shooting tutorials and just seeing like, yo, this is like really old. Like, there's a bunch of new things that have happened ever since NBA Phenom and ever since all these new Roblox updates. All right, so the reason why I'm here because in my game, like the camera is really slow, or like it does that like slow, like delayed. It looks like you're watching a basketball game. It's like, shoo, whoa. Anyways. My bad, let me just finish. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So finding your jump shot, so basically what that means is some basic the three things that you need to know. It's your release, where you aim, and your point of view. So we're going to be talking about each one's in this video, because this is usually like the focus of the video. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is point of view. Point of view is usually how you're aiming. So let's say I'm doing 75. That's 75, or not 75, but third person. I'm not a third person shooter, so I'm not gonna make all of these. But at third person, you also have a shift lock. I know a lot of mobile players that use shift lock sometimes. As you can see, I'm not a good shift lock shooter, but that's one way. And then the other way is first person, my own way of doing things. And yeah, so what we're gonna talk about first, or that's basically, yeah, so that's basically the first thing is as a mobile player, as a PC player, as any type of player, how are you defined, how are you going to shoot? And so these are the basic ways for people to shoot, and mostly good shooters tend to start off doing first person, and then they start going to third or shift, and it doesn't really matter. As long as you just work on your preferred way of shooting, it's gonna be fine, because yeah, because it's just practice. And yeah, we'll get into those later details. Anyways, so next thing we're going to talk about is release, and this is another big important factor of shooting, because people tend to have really quick releases and the ball does not even go through the hoop because it's just too short in a sense. So releasing means like how much are you going to delay your shot. So if I were to shift lock, because it'll be kind of easier to shoot, as you can see, I'm not clicking the ball right when I press the space bar, or right when I press jump. I'm not doing that. I mean, that might work for some people, like as long as you know where you shoot and stuff. But like, let's say I'm a super quick shooter, it's not gonna work. So you need to find the exact area, well, not the exact area, but just the time that you need to shoot a ball, the time you need to wait until you can actually release or click. So that's basically saying, how long am I going to stay in the air? So as you can see, how long am I going to stay in the air until I actually shoot the ball? So if I do like a 1-2, that usually helps me. Usually 1-2s help me. The 1-2 method is just a 1-2. You have to delay your count though. So it's not 1-2, it's 1-2 1-2. Now you don't want to do that early, but like 1-2. But I'm also yeah, so using that 1-2 method also helps me as a beginner shooter too. 1-2, you know, like they all work, bro. 1-2, you know, it's pretty simple. And when you get better, you can add fades, you can add all these things. So, but that's more advanced. We'll talk about that later. All right, and the last thing that we're going to talk about is aim. So of course, aiming is the most important thing, because as any type of shooter, bro, you need to know where you should press the button on your phone, or where to place your cursor. This is your cursor, the black thing that's showing right now. or when you're in first person, knowing where to aim with this ball, as you can see at the bottom. You know, it all comes down to first your footing. Sorry. It all comes down first to footing, because if you're a little too far back or a little too close, you're not gonna get the ball, or it's gonna go over. It's gonna go, it's gonna be short like this, or if it's gonna be too far, it's gonna be too far like that. So you always have to find the exact spot, find a nice spot where you can actually shoot the ball. And how long has this been? It's been 6 minutes. I think that's basically it. So, preference, man. Just go with what you're normal with. First person, third person, point of view, it does not matter. Just make sure you get these 3 points down. You start with your point of view, figure out what your point of view is, and then you want to get your aiming or your release down. Make sure you're not jumping too fast. You're not jumping too fast. You're releasing not too fast and not too slow. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you're aiming where you're supposed to. I know on mobile it's very difficult because there's always a different spot that like you always touch on your device, but like if you just know like, hey, this is the exact spot I want to touch my phone at, then that's where you put it always. So yeah, so point of view, release, and then aim, bro. So those are the main 3 tips. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be doing part 2, which is distance shots. All right. Let's look over here. aka signing out. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.